Well, folks, here again for the weekly forecast. And during this last week, the major weather event was the system that moved through the state on Tuesday night and then exited the state Wednesday. We did see some accumulating snowfall across northern Nebraska. We've had reports anywhere from 3 to upwards of 7 inches of snowfall. The 7 inches was closer to the the South Dakota-Nebraska border. But as you move to the south, we see the precipitation totals drop off rather significantly. So we only had a couple inches around the Omaha metro area. And then as we got to the I-80 corridor, basically a skiff of snow to upwards of an inch depending on location, and once we got south of Interstate 80, very little in the way of significant snowfall. So for the season now, we've actually went above normal across the northern 1/3 of the state for snowfall. The center third of the state anywhere from about 50% of normal snowfall to near normal, and then as we get the southern 1/3 of the state, looking at about 25 to 30% of normal snowfall. So we are basically in a snow deficit, although precipitation is above normal for the last 2 months. Basically, it is a function of the temperatures just not cold enough to put it in the form of snowfall. During this next week, we have one system moving through this weekend, and then we looks like we're clear sailing at least through the end of next week, and we will see temperatures that will be slightly above normal, but nothing extreme. So let's get right to the maps, and as we get to the maps, we'll notice that the upper air trough in the southwest will slowly pivot eastward during the week, and then we have this northern stream that is basically going to bring the cold air into our region. So we have a surface low that is going to generate itself over eastern Colorado and quickly move toward the northeast over the next 24 hours. So here you see the precipitation shield with that upper air low, and as the system on Sunday basically moves into the Great Lakes region, we will see the precipitation shield also with this system generate some pretty significant snowfall over the Great Lakes in the northeast. And here's the upper air low with the precipitation moving into western Texas. Here's our system that's moving off to the northeast, and it's going to have a good fetch of snow, so we're going to have some lake effect systems, and then upper air low will generate itself some very significant precipitation over the northeast. We will be under the influence of high pressure system that will build in and keep this low to the south of us and force it over the eastern seaboard. So we're going to get some welcome rainfall in Texas, but the main cold air will remain to our northeast, and we're going to be caught between the two systems. So we'll see some surface lows as we get into Tuesday, but these will not move into our region. They're basically pivoting around this upper air low and will generate some significant thunderstorm activity in eastern Texas. And then that system will move on Wednesday into the lower Gulf region, and we have the cold air well to the north. Both of these look like they're going to combine as we get the system moving off the eastern seaboard to generate a pretty significant snowfall event. Precipitation may be a little excessive on the northern periphery, but definitely along the Gulf Coast we'll see heavy precipitation. And then everything merges into a big trough. Arctic air pulls into the region. We'll see snowfall as that system moves up the eastern seaboard. In our region, we're looking at nothing in the way of any significant moisture. You can see we're pretty much dry during this period with yet another major storm system coming into the Pacific Northwest. So we'll see ridging as we go to the end of the week, building into our region some very warm conditions, but we'll pay attention to these surface lows that will start to move precipitation out into our region. So if we look from next Thursday to the following Tuesday, with that high pressure system pushing to the east, very warm conditions into our region. And in terms of precipitation, we're looking at that flow of moisture coming in from the Pacific Northwest and Southern California to start making energy into the Central Plains and bring an increasing chance for heavy precipitation as we go through the last 2 weeks of the month.